The question is foggy weather predictable like other conditions, such as is morning fog expected till 10 a.m. for the next 5 days? Well, this is kind of an iffy question. Fog can be predictable. Textbooks saying it is, there's certain conditions that you look at for that fog to form. However, it definitely depends on a lot of things. So if everything doesn't line on up, fog can actually be very hard to predict, and even harder to predict is how long will that fog stick around. So you can't quite say that fog will last until 10 a.m. But here's a breakdown of exactly how fog forms. Well, it forms as that cold air at the higher elevations moves on in to the lower elevations, and as it sinks, it cools all the way to the condensation level and creates those water droplets that we see that fog form in the valley, and that sticks around, and how thick it actually forms depends on how long that fog actually sticks around. Now here's a look at some things we can look at that possibly could help us out to forecast the fog. Well, models aren't very good because they're not at high enough resolution, and we need high resolution to see the local effects, to see that fog form. Now something we do like to look at is if a high pressure system is in place. When a high pressure system is in place, it creates what we call an inversion, and that essentially means we have that warm air loft that traps that cold air that moved in from the mountains at the lower levels, and that keeps that fog sticking around a bit longer. Now I know that is a long description of how that fog forms. Now if you have a weather question that doesn't have to deal with fog or has to deal with anything to do with weather, you can head over to our website, ktrv.com/weather, and submit your weather question.